Hey, it's Aewon here. Thank you for clicking and watching this video. So these are my simple rules for productivity and happiness. This fits very well with another video I did, which is my daily habits for productivity and happiness. If you haven't watched that, click in the links somewhere and watch it. Or you can watch this one first and then go watch that one. With that said, let's get straight into it. Rule number 1. Eat the frog. What is the eat the frog rule? This is one that I picked up here on YouTube, and yes, I admit it sounds strange, but this is quite a popular and effective rule that most productive minimalists use. It was coined by a productivity consultant named Brian Tracy, naming it the Eat the Frog method after this vivid piece of advice from Mark Twain. Quote, "If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, eat the biggest one first." End quote. So basically, the thing you have to do in your day that you most dread and is no fun for you, whatever that is, do it first, or at least do it early in your day. This method works really well because as soon as you conquer that beast that you dread, everything else becomes child's play and just that much easier. Try this method if you're a person who usually puts off things and then hate yourself when you're backed up into a deadline, forcing you to do something you don't enjoy doing at all. You'll see the difference in due time, and you can thank me later in the comment section. Rule number 2 is the 2-minute rule. This rule is, yes, simple, but requires a level of discipline and finesse because it only works if you really take it seriously and use it properly. Its benefits might not be so visible in the beginning, but over time they are truly a game changer. The rule is, if an action will take you less than 2 minutes, it should be done at the moment it's defined. The reason is that you will probably take longer to organize it and review it than it will take to actually finish it the first time you notice it. It's important that the 2-minute rule should be applied during the processing time. This is the key that many people miss, and if the rule is used at the wrong time, then the 2-minute rule could actually derail your productivity. So when I'm thinking I need to wash my dish that I just ate on, instead of thinking when I can do it or reasons to do it later, I should just go ahead and wash it now, because it will literally take less time doing it than debating whether to do it or not to do it. This also applies with cleaning up a mess or taking out the trash or organizing your desktop or anything really. It's not that complicated. If it's quick and it comes to mind as something that needs to be done, do it. But most importantly, don't let it derail you from your important tasks. Rule number 3 is let love decide. This rule has simplified and clarified the most important things in my life. It's the foundation of my faith and principles, and at the core of my happiness and fulfillment. It's the reason why I'm vegan. It's the reason why I care. It's the reason why I make these videos. So the rule works like this. Every decision that I need to make, I always decide on the decision that's grounded in love. What is the decision that I would want someone else to make for me if they love me? This doesn't mean to be stupid or frivolous with your decisions, but if you have to make a hard decision, think about it carefully and try ask yourself, how is this based in love? How does it make the world better and make everyone who is impacted by the decision better? Don't think in your self-interest, but think rather, what would God want? Rule number 4, stay active. This rule is simply always try to keep moving whenever it comes to mind. Whenever you see yourself drifting during your work or getting distracted, just get up and take a quick walk and stretch. Research has linked sitting for long periods of time with a number of health concerns. They include obesity and a cluster of conditions, increased blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol levels that make up metabolic syndrome. So rather just allow your body to reset and get active. The body doesn't appreciate being stuck in one position. Even if you're in the zone and not distracted, try to take a quick break to get up and stretch, and preferably, if possible, go outside. Try and do this every 30 minutes. Don't sit too long. Rule number 5. Always take responsibility. This one is important and also fundamental to my principles. In every situation, even if I feel certain I am the victim or not in the wrong, I still take responsibility. I go out of my way to see how I am responsible for the situation. This helps me to take steps to get me out of the situation or prevent myself from getting into it again in future. Because effectively, the only thing you can control is yourself. The world has no guarantees besides death or taxes. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to control the one thing that God has given you the ability to control, and that's your own actions. Save yourself the pain and heartache of trying to control others. For example, in the beginning of 2020, I was robbed and they stole my fancy new phone that I got for work. When I was robbed, I was so upset. How could they do this to me? I wanted to catch the guys who stole my phone. Those same people also hacked my account and stole just over 100,000 from me. Thanks to God working, I learned a lesson from the experience and took responsibility of my part in the whole situation. As much as I developed as a human being, there were things that God still needed me to let go of. I learned not to place value in possessions because they can be taken away from you at any moment, but rather to focus on heavenly things where people cannot steal them or destroy. This experience made me better and even crazier as I let go of all the anger towards those who had wronged me. God blessed me in other ways. I took responsibility and didn't obsess with trying to change them. I changed myself rather and moved on. I made a video to help others not to be the victim of the same experience, and most importantly, I prepared myself to let the loss of worldly possessions not affect my happiness. Because yes, in the moment it might suck, but in the long run, you will appreciate making the decision not to let your happiness be reliant on a outsider's decisions or actions, but rather on your own.
Rule number 6.
Do it yourself. This rule is pretty much self-explanatory and only applies if you can or are willing. I pretty much cook and bake most of the things that I love from scratch. This way I know exactly what I'm putting into my body, and I learn to adjust the recipes based on my own taste and preferences. Tailor making things and retrofitting them to exactly who I am and what I want or need has saved me a lot of money and helped me with learning new skills and also with learning new things about myself. It's also made me more self-sufficient. This is always a plus in a world filled with uncertainty. So this rule is a big winner for me. And those are my rules.
Yeah, so thank you for watching that. Those are my simple rules that help me with productivity and happiness. You can use these rules to help you in life. It's just what works for me. Like I said in the other video, it's not an exhaustive list. I'm saying it better now. Exhaustive. It's not a list that's the end. I'll probably add more rules to this or move some as my life changes or adapts. But it's all about sharing and caring for each other. So share in the comment section if you got some cool rules that I could use that will help me with my path of happiness and productivity. If this helped you, share how it helped you. It's all about creating a community. This is something different. My channel is not really a regular channel. Much as I'm a musician, this is my calling and I'm enjoying it as I'm enjoying nature right now. And let me know if you like this new format. So do the things, the like, the subscribe, the share, and if you don't want to, it's okay. Hit the notification bell if you really want to be notified in these videos. And if you don't have the time to watch the video, don't watch them. Don't click on them. Just wait for a time to watch it. You can save to watch later. There's lots of things you can do, but really take your time and let this sink in. Let this stuff sink in, because it's all about helping you become a better you. And everyone is different, and this is just my journey, and I feel like a lot of stuff that has worked for me will work for other people. You just gotta be able to, you know, try. With that said, thank you for watching. This is Aewon signing out. Aware, peace out.